So I did mention this on another comment that yes, pop rivets or pull-throughs are used on aircraft in non-structural applications. I did correct myself. I might have been a little overzealous in the video. However, I did have an argument with someone about this, and I want to show you where they were right and I was wrong. So when we talk about pop rivets, we're talking about non-structural rivets. The shank is removed, and there's very little actual strength to it. It's considered kind of like a temporary fastener. So we'll say these right here are your pop rivets holding the nut plate on. This is your nut plate body, and then of course this is your poorly drawn bolt that goes through whatever two layers that you're holding together. Now, I argued the fact that why are we not using structural rivets to hold a nut plate? Because essentially that should be structural, because the screw is considered structural. And this is the reason why. The only purpose for these nut plates is to hold the nut plate in place. The actual structural part is the clamping force and the shear strength of this bolt being in there. So when you tighten up this bolt with the nut plate, it clamps everything together, and it's not the rivets. So, and I've seen it several times where these rivets are broken and the nut plate's just sitting there spinning, yet this is still holding the structure together. The bolt is taking the brunt of the force. Which, by the way, I like when you say pull-throughs much more than I like when people say pop rivets. Pop rivets is, if I remember correctly, a brand of its own. And if you're not putting just upholstery together with it, then don't use them. There's another gentleman that commented about using on race cars. I would recommend using aircraft rivets. Cherries. They're much more formidable. You won't have nearly as many problems with them. But yeah, the rivets you use on nut plates may be pull-throughs, but they're not holding the structure together. It's actually the bolt and the nut plate.